My name's Rhapsody and welcome back to Monster Train 2. Awoken lead, under Legion follow. Alright. Hey, I love to propagate as much as the next person. Assuming the next person likes to propagate as much as me. 2 glimmers in the base deck, a prickly puffball as well. I mean, I already know what my AoE solution's gonna be. Maybe not. Serapachernus, Chosen of Savagery. Sorry, I just read out Savagery from my brain rather than looking at the screen. Chosen of Entropy is going to be silencing lines, so I'm going to have some way of dealing with that. I mean, you know, that could just be a holdover Glimmer, it could be Rot, I don't know. We'll see. Ooh, Pyre of Entropy. I do like drawing cards. Oh, wow. Spells get an extra upgrade slot. I think that would give me the ability to be much more aggressive about using spells for my AoE removal. Because, like, I can give this, you know, intrinsic, holdover, and plus 10 damage. And then suddenly, you know, it's killing all of the... I mean, it's supporting the health of my units, but it's also taking down most backliners that are kind of annoying. Most. I do like Spotted Spore as well, and I do have the Eager Conscripts in the deck. So Fungi having 2 additional damage per troop stack, given the fact that it's 3 damage by base, so it's like 40% higher damage. Damn. Where am I going after this? Merchant of Steel under Legion, Merchant of Steel under Legion. There's a Merchant of Magic after Fleshweaver with Forgotten Boons next to it. And then Merchant of Steel, Awoken Banner in the Aviary. Probably end up going to Merchant of Trinkets in High Heaven. That'd be my first opportunity to go to a Merchant of Arms, realistically, in Observatory. I can go to a lot of magic shops early, it's just I can't do it in the first 2 lines. I think I'd probably go Merchant of Steel, then Merchant of Arms, maybe? So why would I then take Lightstone Casing if it's not really going to be helping me for that long? If there was, like in the second Aviary, if there was a dupe space next to this Merchant of Magic, so that I have 2 Merchants of Magic in a row to make a spell. Also, you know, I've got a couple of fights before it to collect a better spell to be working with. And then I had 2 Merchants of Magic to make that spell good and then immediately dupe it. I think I'd be pushing for Lightstone Casing, but I feel like Prickly Puffball bottom line and then a Spotted Spore second line makes a lot of sense to me. Sorry, a Fungi troop stack second line. Ugh. Yeah. Boy. I don't love this. Cultivating drawing additional per turn is irrelevant. Bristling with 15 spikes should be irrelevant because I got the Prickly Puffball, but I guess not. Woof. I really would have wanted to see the Rejuvenate line there. Not only could I use it as damage in the back line, just giving it a single restore, immediately nuking for 30, and then 30 again at the end of the turn, which is huge at this point in the game. But I could also use Glimmer to do AoE damage to the enemies, heal the Prickly Puffball, and trigger that Rejuvenate. So sadly now we're doing... what? Sentient, Spear Steward, Prickly Puffball, Spear Steward, Shield Steward, Spear Steward. Well, I've only got 2 Spear Stewards. Shield Steward second line then. Whoa. What's the speed doing? Seems like that was resolving much slower than it usually would. The reason this annoys me so much is because troops spawn at the front of a line. So having a revenge trigger and troops at the same time is really difficult because you need to move the unit ahead of your troop stack so that the revenge trigger is still occurring. And effectively, spikes is a revenge trigger. It's you deal damage to me, and then I trigger this effect. So basically, I have 2 lines with a revenge trigger, and then a 3rd line where I summon conscripts? Really? Ugh. Basically, how good I do against the boss is just going to determine itself on... Yeah. I was about to say whether or not I can play a rot, but of course I can't play a rot. That's not a thing I can do. That's okay, though. Should get enough decay on the next floor that it loses. And does indeed. Negative energy was kind of an annoying one-tap here because I was not capable of using the rot. Would have been better in the boss phase, but eh. Vine Grasp. Okay, here's an option. Vine Grasp gives us the ability to reorient our units. So that's a way to summon troops and then move the other unit directly in front. Proliferate for propagating on units. Always pretty happy to see that. That actually also propagates spikes. Merchant of Steel under Legion. Merchant of Magic Awoken. Yeah, we're going Steel under Legion. Yeah, so many of the Awoken characters want to be in the front line. I mean, all of the Hollows, for instance. You offer me 2 Hollows and suddenly I just cry. Ooh, Smidgestone Titanite. Interesting. Yeah, I was wondering if that would happen. Hello, Spore Launcher. You're a very good Smidgestone target, aren't you, buddy? Get smidged. Get smidged. Chad, he smidged. We'll Titanite the Prickly Puffball as well. Austin Hill, 3 spikes. I could do that for the Prickly Puffball, but realistically, the decay is already doing that damage. If I gave you 3 spikes, what is it? It's spikes that I can propagate. It's very small additional damage. It's a denial of you getting endless or... I don't even know if I would give the large stone to the Spore Launcher, because your stat line is not important. I mean, yeah, it's a 30-30, it's helpful, sure, but it is important. No. Yeah, it's got to be a Spore Launcher bottom line. Immediately get him. Like, I can double conscript here. And it kinda helps. But we see the problem I'm talking about. Until I can Vine Grasp in the same turn. Oh, wow, and I can't even do it here. I need to be able to create a troop and then Vine Grasp in the same turn. Ah, well. Not like it's really too much of an issue here. Yeah, next line's already got the win. I don't need to... don't need to really modify anything here. Restoration Detonation's not bad. Wildwood Sap isn't either. Give me a single Resto Det. And then this one should be spawning pods, if I really want to be taking advantage of Spotted Spore. Unfortunately, 2 calcified embers in the deck there. Okay, let's look at our lines again, because with the mini stone, we can buy much more space. So, like, I've got our frontliner, I've got a second frontliner, I've got a backliner. I need a 2 size. I need 2 different 2 sizes. I mean, I want to go to the Merchant of Arms, but this Merchant of Steel is pretty appealing at the moment. Dualism for Spore Launcher. Oh. No one here wants multi-strike at the moment, but what about... Our bottom line is currently evolving. I think it should be Moral Mistress down there. I don't have any... Well, I have 1 consume spell in the deck at the moment, but I'm going to get more. I really shouldn't mini-stone the Moral Mistress, though. These are not what we wanted to see. Maybe I treat Moral Mistress as a damage unit? I give it 14 damage and multi-strike? That's not going to scale appropriately at all. Oh boy. I'm being confronted with the opportunity that maybe I should save all of my money and go to a Merchant of Magic in the next area, which just, like, feels wrong. So many of our targets want Dualism. Moral Mistress, probably least of which, because only two consume cards in the deck. Prickly Puffball, a little bit more. That Decay 10's pretty nice, but probably Spore Launcher, because I'm likely to continue working on spawning. I could re-roll. If I was re-rolling and I saw Quick and Endless, I'd be pretty sad about it. Though I could Endless the Prickly Puffball. Also just straight up plus 20 health on the Prickly Puffball as an option as well. I feel like I'm, like, very quickly going to start leaking 140 health units. Because they'll take some decay damage, but they're taking 15 and then 12. And, like, it's not a large amount. God, I hate that I have to do this, but I think I actually do have to do the multi-strike Moral Mistress. Also going to pump the health of Prickly Puffball. I really don't want a dupe spot here. This isn't good for us. Like, yes, I could have another Moral Mistress and then run that on the bottom line. Hell, I could dupe this Moral Mistress and then the bottom line is Prickly Puffball, Spore Launcher, Moral Mistress, and then the second line is Sentient Moral Mistress, and they're literally just like a multi-strike unit. It's either that or it's just dupe a single copy of Vine Grasp. Good. Yeah. Oh, you have more mass? Oh, I'm so... no, I've got decay. I've got decay. I'll be... Oh, good lord. Yeah, this isn't great. Whatever the opposite of that is, this is that. I think, like, donking you with a rot is a really good idea. I also think as many attacks as I can get in on this Flesh Weaver is a good idea, so maybe it's just Moral Mistress. And then the bottom line's doing okay. I think I actually just go Shield Steward, Spear Steward, just set up units. If I could spawn a single troop up there, I would, because it would just block the entire attack by itself. Bottom line and midline are... Oh, I was about to say bottom line and midline are okay. The Sentient is currently dying. Probably ought to stop that one from happening. And then I basically only really have impact by continuing that. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, this is perfect. Although currently that flashling on the top line's a problem, so I'm only going to be able to summon 2 conscripts, but it's conscript, and then bring the Prickly Puffball to the front. So now I've got the ability to troop stack on the bottom line. Yeah, single conscript saves this line. I'm going to restore and then proliferate the bottom line as well. Not only is that etch decay against all the enemies, it also gets us additional regen, which, considering we've only got 2 more rounds and relatively low health on the Puffball, feels necessary. Oh, this is cool. The single glimmer on the top line reverses our fortunes here. Oh, no, it doesn't. 717. That does, though. And then another restore on the bottom line. We've got to keep that regen high. I mean, you only having 3 mass left on you is really good. And in fact, you lose on that bottom line already. Beautiful, so I can just Calcified Ember. Oh boy. I know it's like so much work and unnecessary, but I do kind of wish that I could look at an end screen and just go, okay, who did the most damage? Oh, it was Moral Mistress. Oh yeah, surprising. Like, entirely unnecessary. Still want it. Oh, Tome of Evergrowth. The ability Evergrowth given to a unit, regen 3, sap 3. I really like the idea of that because we have a natural dualism holder in Spore Launcher, and then if I gave you that ability, it too would gain dualism, so it would be regen 6, sap 6, which makes it very good both defensively and offensively. Squad leader. Oh, God, is it Cluster Colonel? If it's cluster kernel, I mean, my two options are always going to be energy and capacity as my two pickups. I don't think I'm ever going to end up with a huge troop stack. I really wanted one, though, but... like, Squad Leader and Spotted Spore, I'd love to be using them both together. Maybe if Squad Leader, like, instead of adding 2 damage per stack, gave it multi-strike or something, it'd be a lot better. Cluster Kernel's very expensive, but it is a large... it's the most consistent spawn trigger available. So if I took it and energy, my bottom line would be Prickly Puffball, Spore Launcher, Kernel. And then the second line would be Sentient Moral Mistress behind. And then after I go capacity, I would add a Moral Mistress to the bottom line. The alternative is trying to work in the Shattered Shell with a sweep, but I really do feel like this is our sweep. I just need to make sure that I have a way to kill the silence units consistently. I mean, a Merchant of Magic is exactly how you find that kind of thing. -2 cost consume, remove consume. Huge. We can make a free spawning pod. That's nice. Boiler Room. Gain 1 energy when a unit dies. Weapons gauge, no weapons in the deck yet, and an Awakening Thicket. I mean, I do like the Awakening Thicket. I don't really have a Rejuvenate trigger it's going to be related to, but it pretty much makes the Prickly Puffball unkillable. Also, it adds 20 max health to troops. So after that health is healed, the troops have a stack of health that can be hit without losing a troop. I feel like it's probably Boiler Room, right? I could also -2 cost consume and then consume remove a rot. Let's give this spell chain to proliferate. And then +10 magic power to a Glimmer. It's going to be almost impossible to just support an explosive as well. This is... oof. I feel like my champion is basically not a unit in this game at the moment. Enemies entered with Titans can fall. Completely fine. They'll still die to the 15 damage from decay that they'll be taking. I mean, if I want to be able to do any decent damage to the Executioner, I'm going to have to start spawning conscripts. No, wait, hang on. I take damage off of you by doing that as well? Yeah, no, because you only do 4. Well, never mind. I think we'll be best served by just getting the Steward on the top line then. There's that Boiler Room. Take another 33 at the end of that turn, and a bonk from the shield steward. You'll die. This bottom line's more of a problem, though. But the Profane Supplicant will take Decay at the end of the turn, because Cluster Kernel is going to spawn, but that Decay won't deal damage until the end of the next turn, I think. Yeah, I don't really get to do too much about that right now. I mean, I could drop a... Oh, no, I can't even drop Proliferate on that line, because my Moral Mistresses are the Etch trigger whenever a card is consumed, of course. Oh. The Collector surviving just enough for the Moral Mistress not even to... Oh my god, that's so rude. So I really need this Vine Grasp so I can push the fungi back. Okay, I need 3 troops on the top line to be able to deal enough damage to the Fallen Executioner to then push damage through the Collector. Sadly depriving me of the opportunity to remove a Calcified Ember from the deck. Hey! Guess who's back in town? Guess who just got back today? Them wild-eyed boys that had been away. Man, them cats is crazy. Unfortunately, we're going to be leaving a Steward to get to the top line by 2 health. When it rains, it pours. We get Vine Grasp immediately again. I was about to say I don't think I need to proliferate, but also, why not? Yeah, great. We already win the bottom line, so don't really have to modify anything here. Send it. Was that our last Calcified Ember out of the deck as well? So it was. Ooh. Well, that's interesting. Although Pyagro, draw -2 next turn, +1 energy per turn for the rest of the battle, when you're drawing 8 cards a turn already? It's gotta be Pyagro. The amount of... Yeah, it's gotta. I wanted the retreat so that I could set up units behind the Sentient and then just gradually descend them to overstack the bottom line, but I think this is better. Cheery Deathcap, don't have the space for you. Mushy Room, I could just pop that on the top line. We've done it before, and we'll do it again. Dig deep. Especially because they're dying of decay. Sometimes they need just a little longer to die of that decay. It's either Dig Deep or Mushy Room. Dig Deep is spawn 4, almost 5. And it'll get to be a lot more as well, because we get so many Pyres of Entropy added to our deck, so we, you know, end up with 40 cards easily, sometimes 45, maybe even 50. Probably not 50. I guess I'm much better off just duping this version of Spawning Pods rather than getting a Dig Deep. So I do think this deck can support up to one more unit. And that is because after I go capacity, we can have one Moral Mistress on the bottom line, one Moral Mistress on the mid line. So there's like a 3-size unit that can still occupy the Sentience line. Wouldn't want it to be a holo. Wouldn't really want it to be a hermit. I mean, I want it to be Vine Mother, but it's not probably not going to happen. Do I even check the Merchant of Steel? Let's have a look at what Awoken units I could even find. Animus of Speed, I would take. Animus of Will, I would take. So both Animuses easily. Neither the Shattered Shell nor Husk Hermit. Definitely not Steel Singer, nor Wilting Sapwood. Yeah, I would only take the Animuses or Vine Mother. Way too narrow. It's also where I could find Dualism, though, which is a huge boon for us right now. But Dualism's almost the only boon that I want. Alright, looking on the other side. Intrinsic for Tome would be nice. Spell Chain for Pyagro. Holdover for Glimmer. Just big cost reduction for a Rot. Fine. So we intrinsic the Tome of Growth. I don't think -1 Permafrost is necessary here. I could hit it on a Rot, but I think I just go -1 to something and do that to a Rot. And then reroll. Okay, negative cost and consume removal both here again. I mean, that's an option for the Rot. I almost feel like the consume removal on Proliferate's way better. And then we negative cost the Rot, the other Rot, just to... Yeah, okay, let's do this. We'll negative cost consume the other... Oh, the other Rot? Maybe this Rot. No, the other Rot. Now I got a Etch trigger in the deck. And then... +10 for the other Glimmer, so that maybe I don't need Holdover. Maybe I just draw my Glimmers commonly enough. Equalizing Ring. And Iron Sweep. Sorry, the Iron Tongue. I mean, a Moral Mistress on the bottom line wielding an Iron Tongue? That's good AoE. It's fine. I could use an Equalizing Rings to give Prickly Puffball, like, some additional damage, but it's so little. It's way better on the Sentient, actually. Yeah, I'll do. There you go. Sentient now has 80 damage on that second line. It's almost always Steward's first removal for us here, and it definitely will be a game. Yeah, I don't even have anyone really that fragile. And Depressed Stones should be no problem. Got to get some decay stacks on board. Hell yeah. Immediately got the fungi into the right position, and a Glimmer after the Boiler Room on the bottom line is going to boom. gives back a bunch of energy. Equalizing Ring gives 80 damage to the Sentient. I mean, that restore on the Spear Steward's irrelevant. Let's just start getting more regen stacks on the Prickly Puffball. I'm gonna have to use this Consume Rot to take care of that Collector. Hey, you do what you gotta do. Get him. Okay, Proliferate for the double spell chain. We'll start with the Eager Conscript so that the enemies have all got a decay to be propagating. I really can't afford to lose extra health if I don't need to. I mean, this Restoration Detonation doesn't really change anything there. Propagating that Proliferate is going to be big as well. Get him! $500 healths are gonna hit me like a goddamn truck right now, though. Focus growth, restore 20 health twice, draw 2 additional cards. These are irrelevant. I already draw, I mean, 8 cards a turn, but by the end of the game, it's going to be the 10. Awakening Thicket. No, I skip? Oh. Cracking Pain. Deal damage equal to 3 times the debuff stacks on a unit. Yeah, I mean, I was just saying that 500 health enemies are going to be pretty bad, so... That seems like a decent help for the solution. Again, the Underlegion artifacts. Yep, I would love to draw an additional card, please. Yeah, I would love to give the front-friendly unit on each floor plus 15. This is the strongest, in my opinion, Awoken Relic there is. Plus 15? That's almost a full Heartstone. Also, Crown of the Eternal at the start of turn, fully healed champion. Yeah, I never have to support that line anymore. Sick. So I go additional capacity after this. The Moral Mistress goes on the bottom line. And then I need to play another one after. It's also nice to have the Moral Mistress on the bottom line because we've got an intrinsic consume. So the first line, where I'm least set up, I have also a little bit of an additional push in, which is nice. That should be enough decay that we're okay. That's not great. I really need to be able to move that troop. Got him. Once you're in top line, mid line's already okay for that. If I glimmer, I would get spell shield rather than damage shield off of you. Oh, Kale's giving another buff to Fallen Executioner as well. That's going to be annoying. Good thing we've got the Mushy Room up on the top line as well. That's going to help. Oh, you get 15 damage extra per turn because of the Emblem of the Exile. Sick. Units on the top line, enough to get you to that. Let's get some sap on you. So that I have something more important to be copying there. Yeah, that'll do it. I really need to dupe the spawning pods for the +4 in the middle of a turn. It'd be so helpful. Fully healing the Sentient every turn is actually blocking a lot of restoration detonation damage. Yeah. Yeah, let's make sure the Holy Cherub goes down. Rack some pain on you. Yeah, that's good enough. Yeah, that Fallen Executioner will die next line. We're all good. Oh, right. Of course, it's not even going to get the opportunity to die next line. Beautiful. Again, given these are 180 health enemies and they're getting pretty far past us, things don't bode especially well. I mean, look. For every reason under the sun, it should be that spike. I do like Cycle of Life. Cycle of Life would give us, in the Chosen of Entropy fight, the ability to at least spike the... Wait, actually, let's look at the enemies. Does the Silence enemy have... Yeah, Deafening Herald. Nah, it doesn't even have damage. Alright. It wouldn't even attack into that. I mean, Unearthed Treasure is lovely, but I don't have that many Consume cards in the deck, unfortunately. Go 1, 2, 3... total. Yeah. I was just considering if maybe it should be additional energy instead, but this is my last opportunity to go to a Merchant of Steel. I could hit a Merchant of Arms afterwards and still dupe even. And I probably should as well. That Pyramane's near the end. The problem with going to Merchant of Steel is I'm literally looking exactly for dualism for the Spore Launcher, and that's it. It's way too narrow. It doesn't even add that much damage. I mean, it does. It has a lot, but it doesn't really make up the difference. Alright, Merchant of Arms. You're gonna have to blow me away, because I'm struggling. Old Growth, Rejuvenate, gain plus 10 max health, plus 10 max health. So that's pretty good, because Sentient heals once every round, so that's, first off, plus 10 max health, and then it's plus 10 max health at the end of every round, and then it's another plus 15 max health at the end of every round, on a unit that has damage equal to its max health. So I'm going to take an Old Growth, I'm going to merge it with an Equalizing Ring. I think I'm supposed to make the Boiler Room deployable. I really want another copy of the Sporting Pods, but I worry that it has to be Proliferate instead, because Proliferate's actually doing huge work. Proliferate is also, for what it's worth, it's 2 energy, obviously, to play it, because I have to play both sides of it, but if I have a troop down, it propagates 4. It is 4 more troops as well. At least Bristling has a lot of HP. Ah! Yeah, this is about as bad as it gets. Well. I'm gonna need the money. Okay. Boiler Room, Prickly Bubble, Spore Launcher, Cluster Coinal. And then it seems like I have to put the Sentient here, which means an unfortunately empty middle line there. But it'll save me 48 damage direct to the Pyre, which, yeah, I'll do that. There's the Moral Mistresses, both of them ready to be played this turn. I 1000% have to play both, no choice. I'll tell you, it's disgusting that I do have my Vine Grasp. I have no troops. So because of that, the only turn this can even happen on, by the way, is the very first turn, and a very first turn where I also don't draw any of my troop spawns. But yeah, I'm just gonna have everyone in the wrong positions for the foreseeable future. Yuck. And now everyone's just defended from the prickly puffballs, decay to the enemy frontliners. How grand! I do think some regen's a pretty good idea for a fungi, actually. Still couldn't get my merged equipment. Thankfully, I don't need it this turn to combat anything on that top line, but I really would have liked it. Thank heck I got Glimmer, because otherwise we lose that bottom line. Can't prevent this line from dealing 5 damage to me with the Terrifying Amalgam, unfortunately. A solid 75 damage out of the Restoration Detonation on Fungi. Yeah, this one's pretty bad. I don't think there's any way I can keep the Cluster Kernel alive here. Yeah, I need to be able to kill one more unit than I can. Save the pie health while I can. This sickening 10 damage in the midline. It's going to be another 10 damage next turn as well. Oh, finally got my Vine Grasp. Literally right the base before the boss. That's what I was saying. Drawing it in the opening is the worst available position. I had to wait for the second deck cycle to be able to do anything. Yeah, I can't rot you to death this turn either. This is even more annoying. So yeah, we win on the bottom line, but I still can't stop the 5 damage coming in at least. Oh well. Yeah. Definitely needed the higher health before this battle. I feel like I even need the higher health after this battle as well. No. This is draw. This is draw. This is expensive. I would be able to afford it, but it doesn't even help us against exactly what I'm trying to solve right now. I don't... No. Fungi in a suit is good. Help keep the fungi stack much more comfortable. Mushroom Cloud is not reliable enough as holdover for kills or anything like that. I wonder if, even though I desperately need the Pyromanes, if I have to go to Merchant of Magic, because appropriate upgrades like consume removal, consume cost for Awoken Rail Spike would be ridiculous. Spell Chain Pyagro would be nice. Obviously, somehow, like, Permafrost Vine Grasp? I don't know, maybe it's important enough. The real reason to do that is holdover Glimmer access, so I can try and have consistent response to Entropy. Entropy doesn't have a silence unit every turn. Alright, no, Merchant of Arms. When a unit gets a third unique status effect applied to it, propagate 2. Huge. Friendly units get +1 damage per stack of spikes. Doesn't do anything because the Sentient gets 150 damage. The damage is always tracked to their max HP, courtesy of the merged equipment. Overgrowth Carapace isn't bad. Especially if I end up leaving the Moral Mistresses both behind Sentient rather than playing them on the bottom line. That same reason, a Stasis Crystal that I can throw on a Moral Mistress and just pop it out after it gets decent stats is not bad either. The Overgrowth Carapace would be for Spore Launcher. I'll take him. They're scaling options, and what I just desperately need some scaling options right now. First, let's re-roll the Merchant of Trinkets. Non-banning units have deployable. No, right? Yeah, utterly irrelevant to this deck. Judge Scales. Friendly units get stealth 1 on someone's sleigh. No. All pretty bad for us, unfortunately. Do I roll the Merchant of Arms, or do I just start removing cards? Because that's the other way to make our draws a lot better. Is to remove as many cards as I can. I sincerely hate the idea that the dupe choice should be Glimmer, just to have more consistent AoE on that bottom line. I could also get the old growth equalizing ring, because then I could always use that on Prickly Puffball as well. That's actually a really good piece of equipment for Prickly Puffball. That'll be a lot of damage. Yeah, because it gets... Yeah. Okay. We dupe the merged equipment. Our deck cuts are... I mean, it should mostly be the restores. Let's take 1 conscript, 2 conscripts, and then 1 restore out of the deck. All right, see how this goes. Bastard. Oh, you absolute bastard. Yeah, it did it. It gave me, again, Vine Grasp in the only turn that I won't have a troop to be able to reorder my party on the bottom line. That's just mean. Okay, actually, I'm gonna... Fine Grasp you to the front. Then... get the Merge Equipment, then Glimmer. Some Dualism, we can start getting that regen up as well. Using Rot isn't that important. I mean, I could Stasis Crystal the Cluster Kernel, just let it grow. Alright. What, do I want to wait a whole cycle to do that to a kernel? What's her name? Moral Mistress? Yeah, Moral Mistress. You... On this turn, I'm not capable of giving any debuffs to the enemies because of the silence on the bottom line. I didn't draw any of my glimmers or any of my direct debuffs. If I could just directly debuff, then I can Racking Pain you. I really can't afford to cast on this bottom line. The +5 damage to all non-boss enemy units right now, considering all these Purifieds are going up to the next line, it's really, really harmful. Okay, that's perfect. This whole line just dies to the Sentient, and then the Chosen Ardent ascends by itself. Overgrowth Carapace for our Spore Launcher. I mean, I'd love to develop both Moral Mistresses as well. And then I can Pyrogrow on a empty floor. Yeah, I've got to reveal the Avowed Gladiator, so that Restoration Detonation I think is necessary. I really don't think I can afford to sap anyone right now either. Can't really afford to play anything anywhere with all these Ardents on the board at the moment. Oh, these ones only buff this floor. Okay, that's okay. Does a decent amount of damage to the Avowed Gladiator for us. you. God damn it. Deafening Herald again on a turn where I don't have any way of dealing with it. I did intentionally add things to my deck to allow me to do that. I guess I didn't, apparently. Look, let's drop some Vengeful Shards, and then I'm just going to have to Awoken Railspike to try and draw a Glimmer. Thank heck. If I'm going to be proliferating a bunch, one of the first things I need to do is get a sap stack on... Wait, did you already have sap? You did. You just came down. Okay. Just came down from the mushy room, so I don't need that before I start proliferating. Wait, you didn't have it? Okay. Oh, right. Your third unique status effect then gives you the propagate. So yes. That's... Yeah, I gotta do it that way. Got it. Nice big proliferate. Finally. We did it! The fungi lives! I really can't afford to buff this floor a bunch with the Chosen Ardent as well. Wait, can't I? No, that's completely viable and take down a lot of units for us. Okay, I'll do that. Then let's prolift this line a couple of times. Sap Seraph Eternus a decent amount. Thank you, Rot, for appearing in this hand. Next line's already conquered. Old Growth is really good at this. Old Growth equalizing rings. Oh my god. It's so much of my damage right now. Racking Pain for 200 damage. That's not really going to change the outcome of anything. Beautiful. Bottom line's already handled rather. Wait, if I Vine Grasp... Okay, yeah. Vine Grasp you to the front, and then... Oh, I can't even take you out. Ooh. I mean, I'm just going to play a bunch of cards, because I want to play a bunch of cards, and by the end of playing all these cards, we'll see if I still win. Yeah. Gave a whole bunch of damage to the enemies, but that's enough decay. Oh, good. Got him! I guess the only line I now have to worry about is Chosen Rage Wing being able to take out my cluster kernel in the back line. Actually, I don't even have to worry about that because I can just sap that one unit with the spore launcher. Moshi, fire down here. Gotta get the merge equipment on the prickly popple first, I feel. Beautiful. We finally got Vine Grasp on a good turn for it. And we've even got a Stasis Crystal for the Moral Mistress. I feel like I need to play these guys as of Entropy. Start building some decay on to minion. Here we go. Chosen Assassin now is fully sapped. You'll take 36 at the end of this. You'll be ascending with 23. Wait, should probably be you that I care about. So 115 minus 88 is 27. And right? Yeah, 27. And then you'll just die to decay at the end of the next turn. Okay, so I don't need to do anything about this second line. So I don't need to pop out the Moral Mistress yet, which is nice. I'm thinking proliferate double time on bottom line. I really need to support the health of Prickly Popple more. I think I'm actually just going to throw 3 restores in. 3 restores? No. One of those should be a Pyolite. Other than that, comfortable with that turn. Wait, you've already got some sap on you? Okay, I don't need to target you with that. And I'll Glimmer just for more health on Prickly Popple, frankly. Okay, it's been a long time, but I finally got the merged equipment for the sentient. Ooh. Overgrowth carapace down here. A bit more health support. Guess pyrolite and rot. Oh no, it's got to be the discordant toll. I can't take that much damage. Yeah, again, don't need to break out the Moral Mistress just yet, but like, when am I gonna need to? Getting deep in these waves at the moment. Huge amount of rally triggers. Great to see him. I'm not certain these additional restores at this point will be moving the needle that much, so I'm just gonna... get rid of the things that are damaging me so much. Actually, I could take 20 less damage every turn. Well, 10 less damage every turn. Titanite. By starting up some sap on you. Dominion's almost down. Entropy's taking a decent amount of damage every turn just courtesy of the big decay at this point. Ooh, double Biolite, because you resolve 2 turns. That said, neither of them needs to be played. Pretty sure I have enough health to push through the rest of this comfortably. Ooh. Chosen Herald on the bottom unit. Big silence. Oh, I can move you to the front and then Restoration Detonation to kill you. Beautiful! That's what you want to see. Ooh, I gotta use Racking Pain to do 500 damage to Entropy. That might save us a turn. And Moral Mistress, you can also punch some damage in this round, so why don't you? That'll do it. Didn't even use the Awoken Rail Spike in the final fight. Hell yeah. Old growth and the equalizing rings. I mean, yeah, there's other things going on in this run, but those are the damage numbers. Oh, I'm so pleased that that turned up when it did. Good Lord. I was so certain that I was gonna jinx myself out of getting my first 10-win streak. Against the C10 Titans. I've had 13 wins in a row without having to face the Titans. 13-12. Let's try and get both of those to 13, tie them up. The Imp Cup, of course, tracks wins in Covenant 1 through 9. Like, should I just... I don't think I need to, but the fact that the game is putting it on the stat screen that's like, here's all of the things that you've accomplished, does make me feel like I should just go down to Covenant 1 and just streak. Because then I can get that number higher. It's all about getting the numbers higher. I want to get that filled in, that filled in, that filled in, these numbers higher. Of course, we do continue our streak of the game having absolutely nothing to say about our run. I mean, if we had Bomber Bello from Legion, maybe that would have been different, but for the moment, my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game is Bean Monster Train 2. Top left is a series playlist for all my content to the game past, present, and future. YouTube recommendations down below. Streaming past the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. Add a Rob the Thank to and a special thanks this episode to Lotta. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time